guys, you're welcome to today's episode on this channel. If you know you're new, please do well to subscribe, the notification also, so whenever I drop videos you can be able to get it, and then for you to get a similar persons with similar interest. On today's episode we'll be talking about weekly recap on Forex pairs. I did some analysis on different pairs. That's what I'll be doing every week. These pairs are pairs that I've found to be potential, buy and sell bias within the week. So if you're a Forex trader and you're trading actively, you can key into these pairs within the week. So after now, I'll take you down to the chart. So we'll do the analysis and then we'll see what we've gotten from there. And the pairs I'll be talking about before we go in are the Great Britain pound and against New Zealand dollar. There's the Great Britain pound against the Switzerland franc, and also Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. So let's move on to the chart now, and then I'll show you guys the pairs and the analysis I've done and why I'm feeling these pairs will have potential within the week, this coming week. Alright guys, this is GBP New Zealand dollar. So on the weekly outlook analysis on Forex pairs, I've found this one to be a viable one to trade this week. So as you can see, I have my point of entry around here. You can see this zone. That is exactly where we're expecting the trend line to meet. So once price comes in, this is on the daily chart. So once price comes into this point, we'll take our trade. As you can see, there's a break of structure out from here, probably a breakout. So price is going. First of all, we had to do the weekly analysis. If we come to the weekly chart, you can see there's a pump up from here, more like a breakout from here. It tested that level, it's coming back now. As you can see clearly, there's a level around here, and also we have our trend line that is meeting up that same point. So that is the whole idea about this strategy. So wherever the dynamic level meets with the our support or resistance zone, probably there'll be a reaction there. So as you can see on the weekly, there's also a little reaction. It got there and then it pushed up a little bit, but it also closed bearish. So we're expecting a little drop by the beginning of this week. So if you go down, this is how I do my analysis on a weekly basis. Most of the time you start from the weekly chart, then you start going down to smaller charts to see clearly what opportunities you might have for it. So you go down to the daily, that's where we started. So you see it's like the level is almost more like rejecting it, kind of. Hope it comes down so it can get to my trend line, this axis. So we'll go down again to the H4. This is our H4 chart. You can see now. So you can also check from our Fibonacci retracement. We check for our 61 level, 61.8. You can see that price almost got there. You get, but I always prefer it to come down to this zone. If it touches here, we're expecting at least a 1:3 or 1:2 on this. Anything below 1:2, I'm not going for it. It can probably affect you if you don't have a good win rate. So if you have a risk to reward, at least 1:2 and above. So I'm targeting this level. That's where I marked. Here it's about 1:2.5. That is where I will scale out half of my positions and then wait till probably price gets to this level. Yeah, kind of, that should be around 1:3 or close to 4. So that's for GBP New Zealand. So that's what we're expecting this week. So we'll move. Alright guys, the next pair we'll be looking at is Audcad. I've done a little analysis on it. As you can see, my point of entries, you can see my levels. This is my level, this is a weekly level. I think there's a strong level there. So price has been going there and then rejecting. You can see this one almost got there, rejected also. But then from our trend, you can see that there's a trend coming up from here, pushing up. You get, so I expect this price to come down to this trend and then push up. But then we need to know what exactly is really happening. So we need to go down, because like I said, it's always a top line analysis. So we go down to our daily. So this is what we have in our daily. So this is my, you can see the trend, obvious trend. Normally I always like to put it on this form. You can see the line chart. It's very accurate. It's very easy to detect. When you go on the line chart, you can easily get your trend and understand what's really happening. But they'll expect this trend to continue. So expect this price to push down and then continues up to this point again. You get, so I'm expecting at least a 1:3, or if I should get a 1:2, I'm still okay with that. So we go back to our candlestick from pattern. We've seen what is happening there. Go down to our H4. So look at the H4. So once the week resumes, we expect price to move, come down here, and then we're good to go. We can push up. So these are the trades we'll be looking at. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. So we hope this one works. We expect a push up on this pairs this week. So guys, we look out for them. Okay guys, the next pair we'll be looking at for this week for our outlook is our GBPchf, that's Switzerland franc. So if you check around, you can see from our weekly, that's where we move from. You check from the weekly, you see that there is already a level here. Probably there could be an opportunity for us. That's how we started. So we'll go down to the daily. You see how the daily closed. You can see the levels I marked out. That was when I was doing my initial analysis. If you draw your trend line, you see that price has gotten out of this point. Price just broke out. The last candle that closed, that was on Friday, closed bearish, and it's more like a breakout from that structure. So we go down again to our H4. So you see what has formed there. You see our trend. Price just broke down. You see where I got my point of entry. That is where the price broke out from. But then I'll be dropping a pending order here. I'll be dropping a pending order, as you can see, for this week. Once price gets there, so we're expecting a pullback to come down and then pull all over to this point. You get, so I'm expecting this to give me at least a 1:3. Then so you guys should watch out for Gbpchf, that's Great Britain pound and Switzerland franc. So for a sell this week, actually, we're good to go. Okay guys, so we've seen the analysis and we've done everything. We've seen the movements, possible movements we're expecting this week. But however, fundamentals will also play. Those are the technical analysis we've done. The fundamentals will also play, just like the news. You know, I've done 1 or 2 recap on the news also. I've seen, you know, we're banking more on the GBP, Great Britain pound, because it comes in 2 of the pairs that we've analyzed. So that's more like Great Britain pound will be having a lot of influence on our trading this week. Alright guys, take care, have a great weekend. I pray your weekend will be profitable in the mighty name of Jesus.